hell out of Stat's head with the light tubes. Oh my goodness. The way how her body... Statlander and Willow Nightingale, two of AEW's best wrestlers that represent their women's division. Both hail from Long Island, both are indie-grown wrestlers, both being TBS champions in their careers, and at one point in time, they were best friends. A bond that was unbreakable, with the two constantly looking out for each other and supporting one.
Now, I want y'all go down the comment and tell me, any wrestling promoter, what wrestling friends wrestling that you can see that might break up, or that y'all see that have a long storyline. And the one I can tell y'all is Mercedes Monet and Bailey. Their feud was on the peak. And then another feud is Roman, John Moxley, and Seth Rollins. When Seth Rollins broke the Shield, then another one could have been Becky and Charlotte. When Charlotte kept getting all the glow, and Becky turned Charlotte because she felt like she was like the sidekick.
And then Stokely came in and was kind of a third wheel. I'm not gonna lie to you, there was some plot holes in the story. Like Stokely was honestly there for comedic relief per usual. But yeah, the short, bald, homeless one was aligned with the two baddies. Had the whole crowd questioning how he did it. But don't get it twisted though, because he plays an important part in what happens later on. So things for the most part were going well for the group. Willow and Stat were put on banger tag matches versus the likes of Julia Hart and Sky Blue, Andy J and Alex Windsor, and Ruby Soho and Saraya. They were a dynamic duo, and Stokely played a factor as their manager. Willow at this time also became TBS champion after winning in a fatal 4-way match for the #1 contender spot, and then beating Julia Hart at AEW Dynasty, which will also be important heading into Double or Nothing, because Kris Statlander was also in that fatal 4-way match. Now, Nightingale would face the debuting Mercedes Monet for that said title at Double or Nothing, and unfortunately,
one thing, not all, but she blew a couple of her tires. She felt like she lost a part of herself. Like, it's cool to be collecting so much belt, but you don't have to be collecting. She literally collected, I think it was 8 or 13 belts. And they weren't even in the same company, man. I didn't expect Statlander to do that. And in my head, I was like, dang. So her and Stokely had to plan this ahead of time, or she probably was mad that Willow is getting more opportunity at goal and doing bigger things than her.
Nightingale and becoming a heel. And the reason why of this heel turn was because apparently Statlander was jealous of Willow winning the fatal 4-way match for the TBS title. Also the fact that Stokely is a hater, but you get the point. Somehow,
and don't tell me I don't know wrestling. I watch AEW. I watch any type of wrestling on a regular basis. So when I talk about this, y'all know I'm actually telling you what really happened before it happened, because I seen it happen.
In all of this, a bozo was the cause, because he manipulated Kris Statlander and had her fight against her best friend in Willow. This honestly started to feel like an episode of Jerry Springer low-key. Now the two will meet several times after, fighting in the Owen Hart Cup, having a fun tag match with Momo Watanabe and the now retired Tam Nakano, and for the 0-hour show of All In, Stokely and Stat would lose to Nightingale and Tomohiro Ishii. Plus, with Ishii and Willow winning the match, they would get to choose the stipulation for All Out, which we now know as the Chicago Street Fight. So yeah, a pretty odd build up to the feud, if you ask me.
A wrestling, right? And you pick the stipulation, and you pick a street fight. It can just pray that you're safe. Pray that you come out there alive. That's all I gotta say.
But it doesn't change the fact that these girls wanted to smoke. But y'all already know how this thing goes, man. We got the rating chart on the top right. Big spots equals more stars. Let's get right into it.
Yeah, right?
So Chris and...
Bigger matches, more brutal matches, lead to more fan base, lead to more money in your pocket, and more money for the company too.
Stokely get in the ring, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I cannot take this man Stokely serious. He acted like he in the fight, wrapping his hands up as if he's the main character. My guy, we see the belt. We ain't here for all that. I know bro copped that shit right off of Canal Street. Now, as far as Chris, in the words of Miss Timeless Tony Storm, then Willow comes out, and I say this with so much respect, this look was so gas. I know she was serious and wanted to smoke, but I saw her look like this and said, my God.
No. I don't know what about that outfit, right? But I knew that she wanted to smoke. I knew that she wanted to fight. I knew she was going in there and saying, dang, I'll come there, maybe die, but I'll come there and I'll fight him. I'll come there and kill something.
I don't know what's in the water, but the dub got some certified baddies. Tony Storm, Mercedes Moné, Anna Jay, Ty Mello.
Hey, I can say it. WWE, dude has some bagging, right? But AEW bagging are, woo! Like, AEW got good bagging. Like, you got Mercedes Moné, Thomas Storm, Willow Nightingale. Like, bro, them bagging are, woo! Got tech luck. Like, understand the baggies.
My hat goes out to all their life partners for real. Y'all are blessed. So the bell rings and Stat already asks for the chair and tries to attack Willow, but instead gets a pounce. Shout out Monty Brown for the one time. Then she lifts her up and throws her in the corner, following with the cannonball right into the pin with Stat kicking out. We would then see the two on the apron and Stat smacks Willow back with the chair. Then lifts her up and throws. Willow comes out of nowhere and charges at her, sending her through the barricade. Shorty came in like a bull, throwing her to the orbit. Second star going right up. The two would then start fighting heading up the ramp, and Nightingale throws a discus clothesline ironically around the same spot as Statlander.
Nah, and you hit the same move like you did earlier, turn on Willow. Damn, see, this is like the brutal thing ever. Like, I want to be wrestling, but when I see matches like this, it make me realize I don't want to wrestle. I don't want to do this.
Turned on her. Then as she goes for a suplex at the top of the ramp, Statlander reverses, then calls Stokely with him running like he running away from getting an ass beating. But he instead comes back out with a trash can full of weapons. And this next spot right here probably was my favorite in this entire match. As Statlander is about to hit Willow with the barbed wire bat, Shorty ducks and cracks.
Alright, I've seen it, and bro, the one thing that will definitely make me say OMG or just leave this video for real quick, or not even do wrestling, and like to. Like, I can't stand when people get hurt, like do glass or do any type of light to. I can't stand that.
To the head like that, and look at Stokely's face. Bro watching his parlay getting cooked right in front of him. Even Willow was shocked. She looking at her hand like she unlocked a superpower or something. We putting another star up because holy hell, the whole arena was hella shook after seeing that. Then look at her start to smile and raise the crag light tube up like she the Sandman. She then turns her attention to Mr. Instigator himself. And bro, his face again. He now realizing that he's a part of his own parlay and decides to do the dash faster than a father going out for milk. It's some sick ass work for real.
How you supposed to be a manager? A Statlander.
When we see the two just squabbling some more, the Statlander would spear Nightingale off the ramp through some tables. This match was wild as hell, and honestly could have been match of the night. But y'all gotta remember when this match took place. This is All Out 24, the same night as Swerve and Hangman's Lights Out Steel Cage match. Still to me, this was a close second in the entire show. Statlander drags Willow back into the ring and kicks her to the head, following a chop. Then Willow gets fired up and tries to lift Statlander, but
one thing I gotta say, why people get so excited about a chop? Like, it doesn't matter if a girl or a man are hitting it. If you hit that chop and it make a sound, why y'all get excited about that? I don't get excited about a chop. I get excited about like the storyline and how telling and how good it leads into a good feud.
She reverses it and hits a body slam of her own, but Willow pops back up and the two clothesline into each other, tumbling into the ground. The two will both get out of the ring and will grab items from underneath, with Chris getting the bag, which we all know is thumbtacks, and Willow getting the chain. They get back in the ring and Stat will smack her.
You don't know what it can be done tacks. It can be glass, Lego. They have once used Lego. They have used a real stapler. I'm not going to explain to you why they use a real stapler, but they had used a real stapler in certain matches.
Right in the face, and Willow starts decking her in the head with the wrapped up chain. Then she takes a page out of Hangman's book and bites Stat on her bloody ass head. We putting up the 4th damn star. Hey, Tony Khan wasn't lying when he said that AEW was for the sickos. Hey, she really took a chomp.
Tony Khan wasn't lying when he said he was going to bring out the best of the best talent. He's going to have the best talent. Tony Khan wasn't lying. And what happened? I had the best of the best, and half of them came from WWE. And the crazy part about it, the stars that WWE released became famous, more talented, and AEW some became 10 times better than TNA. And W lost
Stat's head and spat it out like Carlito the apples. So she charges to the ropes trying to get a clothesline, but Stat ducks, reversing into a beautiful German suplex, where it got activated after seeing that look of art. She then starts
Bro, the that would be in her forehead. And I'm glad Willow dodged it before it happened.
Stat runs to the ropes, going for an axe kick, but Willow throws her right.
Oh, bro, going for an axe kick and then like into a split, like right here, yo, that gotta be worse than literally getting thumbtack in your head. Wait, thumbtack in your head is probably worse than that, but that is still worse.
Right to the thumbtacks. Heavenly Father, may we pray for Chris Statlander's hoo-ha real quick. Bruh, look at her face. I hope she wasn't.
Her expression, how painful she felt.
Give him 5 stars. Looking like Roddy Strong with the neck brace in the wheelchair. Willow would then go for the pin. So Nightingale tries to get Stat on the top rope, but she reverses and hits a huge Spanish fly off the turnbuckle. All right. Then she would get the chain.
It's not that bad. Suplex not that. You can't tell me this is not a good storyline. I love when wrestling have a good behind storyline leading up to a match. If it's not a good storyline leading up to a brutal match like this, then what are you doing?
Wrapping the chain around Willow's mouth and choking her until she waves in surrender, leaving Chris Statlander as the winner of the match, and Stokely out of nowhere coming back and cheering for her like he contributed to the ass whooping. This match was all.
One thing, Stokely, you didn't contribute to no ass whooping. You didn't give no effort. The only thing you did was gave her the tools that she needed. That's it. And besides that, she did all the heavy lifting.
Around incredible, and unfortunately didn't get as much.
Stokely moved off from Willow and then Statlander and worked with FTR, and then the whole feud and everything. It did work for a year, but then after that, it just went off. Then she went for a babyface role after being healed for that year, and then winning the belt, and now they like best friend again. It don't make no sense. Cause if you look at Roman and Steph, they never gonna become friends ever again. Alright? If you look at Charlotte and Becky, they never gonna be friends ever again. So it like how Stack and Willow back being friends for fighting for years.
The women's tag team champions were hardly.
Need to actually set that up. I know they're gonna actually do that. Pretty good. Then if they did do that, that would make Willow a triple champ. But I don't know if they're gonna want to do that. Because normally friends don't fight for a title. It's like, I think Tony Khan thinking about that, but
maybe, just maybe, the prophecy of all prophecies can finally be fulfilled, and Willow Nightingale can finally become the women's world champion. So yeah, that concludes another episode of the.
Basically, Willow Nightingale can hold 3 championship belts in AEW, and then once she do that, she can go to Ring of Honor and beat Dina for her belt, then beat Red Sky or something, beat her. And then she can be a Slam champ if she want to do that. If she want to. Wrap it up for this one. If you find this helpful, hit that subscribe circle right in the top corner so you don't miss next week's drop. If you want to dive deeper into this topic, I put together a full playlist right here. Otherwise, you do think you love this special video.
Misunderstood. So misunderstood. My temper is bad, my mission is good. I'll never be labeled as good.